What's up YouTube? It's Ben, and in this video, I want to talk about something people rarely talk about, which is emotional intelligence. All right guys, so this is a video idea that came to my mind over the past week, just because thinking about business and thinking about life in general, I always combine the two because obviously I have a business and a life, right? And emotional intelligence comes into play big time in both of those areas. And there's many elements to emotional intelligence, and it's always affecting you, whether you realize it or not. It's always affecting how you do business, how you do life, what your emotional intelligence level is. So I want to talk and lay out factors that come into your emotional intelligence so you can kind of self-evaluate and audit yourself as far as how far along you are as being emotionally intelligent, or whether or not you need to step up the game on your emotional intelligence. So just to give you like a prime example of emotional intelligence, it's kind of like the saying where people say, pick your battles, right? So there's always going to be something. There's always going to be some annoyance, some disagreement, some sort of argument or whatever it is, right? And oftentimes the person that has more emotional intelligence kind of lets it go. Like they take the higher road, right? They just move on. They move forward because they know that fighting a certain battle is not going to really win them anything. It's not going to get them anywhere. It's not going to like get you further along in life. It's not going to do anything for you. So in that zone, the person that's more emotionally intelligent is going to take that road versus somebody else who does not have emotional intelligence. They're strictly going to think in terms of, I need to win this argument. I need to win this battle. I need to win this disagreement that we have going on right now. But emotionally intelligent people just understand that it doesn't matter. It's not that important emotionally, right? So for them, like they'll just move on. So before I did this video, I did a bunch of research on the factors that go into emotional intelligence, and specifically the skill set that you have to be really emotionally intelligent, and the things that you need to have on board. So the first one is empathy. Empathy, as you know, is basically having the ability to put yourself in somebody else's shoes, having the ability to understand someone else, having the ability to basically just read someone and understand maybe what they're going through or what they're thinking. Now, frankly, I can just tell you like 99% of people don't have this, right? Like it's not a common trait. A lot of people do not have empathy, just good old empathy, right? Understanding for others, like being able to look at somebody and think, well, I have no idea what they're going through, or maybe let me put myself in their shoes and try to understand what they're going through, right? Maybe they're going through something wild and crazy and you'd have no idea what it is, right? So empathy is super important to your emotional intelligence, and it's a huge factor to you having better emotional intelligence at that. So that's key number one, understanding others and really dissecting, being able to go into their shoes and see things from their perspective so that you can take key actions and react or be proactive about something if that person, is involved in something with you and you have a disagreement or you have an agreement or whatever it is, right? And you're engaging with someone or something. Having empathy is key number one to your emotional intelligence. All right, so the second skill that really dives deep into your emotional intelligence is being self-aware. So self-awareness. And again, lots of us don't have this, right? And this is something that you should really focus on boosting, because the more you do, the more you're going to be effective in business and in life, right? The better person you're going to be. The better you are at your emotional intelligence, just the better person you're going to be overall. So being self-aware dives right into this, right? And that means things like understanding exactly who you actually are to other people and how other people perceive you, right? So being self-aware as far as, how do people see you? Do they see you as arrogant? Do they see you as kind? Do they see you as a pushover? Do they see you as just like someone that, is neutral and whatever? Like, how do other people perceive you? So being self-aware of those things will help you out a ton in understanding how people are going to react to you when you do certain things, right? Tie that in with empathy and your self-awareness, and your emotional intelligence is just growing and going up. I also want to add to that, people with high self-awareness, meaning they really, really know themselves, truly, right? Not narcissistically, but they actually know who they really are to other people and how other people perceive them. They tend to be very, very confident people, because when you really know yourself, right? People always talk, they say, take the time to get to know yourself. It's true, right? You should really get to know yourself and who you are, because as you become more and more self-aware, you will become more and more confident. And confidence is key in business and in life. So you definitely want that. All right. So the third skill to increasing your emotional intelligence, this goes in critically to your emotional intelligence, is your social skills. So this basically means exactly what it sounds like, right? Understanding how to interact and engage with other people and go on a deeper level with other people, right? So engaging people, not just on a surface, small talk type level, but actually talking to people on a deeper level and going into topics and concepts and thoughts about them, right? Being a really good listener is part of being emotionally intelligent and having really good social skills. So being a good listener, which in turns means that you can also be a really, really good person to give advice. That will also make you really, really emotionally intelligent. And aside from that, knowing when to give that advice, because that's also critical and crucial to you being a really emotionally intelligent person, which will overall, again, affect your business, your life, and just everything in your experience overall in this matrix, right? Understanding exactly what's going on your social skills and really honing those in. We all know those people that have those social skills and don't have those social skills, right? And they perceive the world as like a one-track mind, right? Versus people that are dynamic and they understand, okay, I need to approach this person this way, this person this way, because I'm emotionally intelligent and I don't lack those social skills, right? All right, so the fourth skill I want to let you in on about the keys to emotional intelligence that you should have is conflict management. This is probably one of the biggest on the list of these 5, and it's huge because at the end of the day, everything boils down to, if there's a conflict, how do you react? How are you proactive if there's a conflict, right? What do you do as far as conflict management goes? How do you even perceive conflict, right? Are you conflict averse, meaning like you never want conflict in your life, so you avoid anything that involves conflict or may involve conflict, or like you possibly having to tell someone something they don't want to hear, right? Or are you like deep dive into conflict? Are you like ready to go to conflict, right? Is it the first move you make? Is it the first thing that you do? Is like conflict your go-to thing, right? So understanding conflict management and how to mitigate things by basically utilizing, right, some form of conflict mitigation, okay? So that could be anything from basically just simply sitting down with somebody and on a basic level having empathy, self-awareness, right? And understanding yourself and understanding them to be able to actually go through and adjust whatever needs to be adjusted in basically an amicable, in an agreeable, in a proper level, right? Not in any sort of level where conflict turns into blows, right? Like you don't want that to happen, right? You don't want anything to turn into some ridiculous fight over nothing. And it's generally over nothing, right? Like in the business world, in life, like these things, like we blow things way out of the water. And I want to mention that in this video because I think it's super important to understand that our perception of things, the way we see things, right, is often way, way, way off. Like it's never what you think it is, really. 99% of the time, a conflict is never what you think it is. So conflict mitigation is critical, and how you manage conflict is really, really key. And it's a key skill for you having excellent emotional intelligence, and it's just gonna make you a better person overall, again, in business and in life. All right, so the fifth and final skill to your emotional intelligence, if you wanna be at the peak top tier, having all 5 of these, is decision making, right? Being decisive about things, right? We all know those people that are like wishy-washy, super indecisive, have no idea what they want to do. They know the answer, but they just don't want to decide and actually execute on it, right? We all know those people that want to start that business, but they never end up doing a thing to start the business. They have the whole dream all figured out, but they won't take one single action on doing anything about it, right? But effective people that have high emotional intelligence are really, really good decision makers, right? So these are often leaders. At this point, you're talking about leaders, true entrepreneurs. These are decision makers. They have high emotional intelligence. They make decisions that affect profit. They make decisions that affect the outcome of a business. They make decisions that affect basically their entire lives, right? Like, and other people's lives too, if you run organizations. And in life, they make decisions that affect others on multiple levels, right? Emotional levels, mental levels, right? Like on spiritual levels. Like, you make decisions that affect everything. But if you make things decisive in the right manner, that means you have a high level of emotional intelligence. And when you can do that effectively and make effective, proper decisions, you are a good decision maker. That is a key skill to having high emotional intelligence. And like I said before, having all of these is going to give you just the best emotional intelligence, which will affect so much in your business. And it's really unreal until you realize it, right? Until you actually audit yourself, figure out what of these 5 are you missing? Which of these 5 are you really good at, right? Understand where do you need to pick up the slack, right? Because I guarantee that anyone watching this video is missing one of the 5, maybe a couple of the 5. You could be missing all 5 of these, right? Hopefully you're at least like self-aware. Hopefully you have some empathy. Hopefully you're decisive and you can be a decision maker. But you need to have all 5 of these and more, right? There are definitely more, but these are 5 critical items for having really good emotional intelligence. All right, guys, if you found this video valuable and it helped out with you improving your emotional intelligence, then I definitely hope that you would smash that like button, subscribe out to this channel for more content like this, and on recruiting, business, entrepreneurship, everything in between, and definitely join our Facebook group, Recruiter Empire, link in description right below this video. Definitely join our group. We'd love to have you there, and I will see you guys next time.